we're laughing, saying,
Morning.
what are we
Morning.
doing this? We have no experience.
Technology.
The only way to get experience is to do.
100%.
That's it. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Okay.
flick us around and show us the beautiful site you're on.
Yep.
All right. So
Did we say hello again?
Did you put pants on?
I have pants on. We're all good. Obviously, the beautiful CPX is sitting back here.
Yeah.
There's
Sorry.
Jess. But as we pan around this way, obviously we're at South Lefroy. Absolutely beautiful spot.
Wow.
And the beach is just there.
Yeah, beach is just tucked over the back at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a big beach.
Yeah, low tide. So it is. It is. It's probably 60 odd meters back to the water at the moment. So
Wow.
But high tide comes to our tires, so
yeah. So if I spin this way, you can see that seaweed line down on the ground over there.
That's a big
that's where
tide.
the water got up to.
yeah, they make big tides here.
Yeah.
Not to worry though, the van stayed dry, so we were fine.
So water lapping at your ankles.
Yeah. But that's all right.
Perfect.
Adds to the excitement of the night.
Definitely. Okay, so this is I know we're recording and everything, but how we want to start this?
Yeah. I don't know.
So let's start off by saying welcome, Jess and Allan, to our
Thank you.
first Zoom meeting.
Thanks
Just
for
to
having
play
us. We're
catch up
happy to
and
be
see
here.
how you're going.
We're very excited to hear what you've been doing, where you've been.
Yep. No, we've been absolutely loving life lately. We came across the Nullarbor, and as most people come across the Nullarbor, you get to Norseman and you go south straight to Esperance, whereas we went north. So we've just spent the past close on 2 months in the Western Australian outback and just going up through the goldfields and all that sort of area.
Yeah, so it's been a lot of free camping.
Yeah.
Not many caravan parks or paid campgrounds. So we've been trying to test out the system as much as we can.
That we have been. We have been.
Well, that's a good thing because that's what a lot of customers are asking about, how the system's going and what it's capable of and how you guys are managing with what you've got.
Yeah. If anything, the biggest thing that we've noticed in our own travels with this van compared to the last van is longevity of stays as to when we go somewhere. So in the past, we would rock up to go somewhere and we would either only stay a day, maybe 2 at most, or we wouldn't even bother going there if it was too much effort to go there, considering we wouldn't be there for a long time.
Yeah.
Whereas now we can quite happily rock up to places and stay there for as long as we please without having to worry about power or water or any of that sort of stuff. Still
a little bit wary, but depending on where we park and stuff. But yeah, it's been great.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to hear. So I know, like we've been following your YouTube stuff, and which is the Nullarbor series is just finished, but obviously this is real time, and that's probably 6 weeks before.
Yeah, you'd be close to that. Yeah. We're going to be catching up pretty quick over the next sort of few weeks, but
with content and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So right now you're sitting at South Lefroy on the beach.
We are
living life.
Yes,
saw a quick post the other day having a swim with dolphins.
Life could be worse when you're sitting out here at South Lefroy, that's for sure. Yeah.
How good's that?
And we're just looking at it at the moment, and it's actually looking like quite a nice day out there today. So we'll be out there again snorkeling today to see what we can see. So
no, I'm just looking at you out the lovely outside, and here we are in this dingy office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, in saying that though, there's been a few fly swats already. So
I've seen that.
Oh well,
that's right.
Someone's got to do it.
Oh, exactly.
So do we have some questions that people wanted to
Yeah, actually we do. You feel like a few questions? I've had a few customers and
fire away.
That have been asking a few bits and pieces and like a little bit more sort of insight into your daily lives and how things are sort of going. So, a couple of the big ones that have come up, sort of the features on the van. What's your sort of favorite sort of stuff that you've been enjoying? I know we just sort of broached on it then a little bit, but
Yep. So I've got 2 main ones that are my favorites. One would be the Cruisemaster ATX suspension, airbags, all that sort of thing. I've joked about it before, but having airbag suspension now, I don't think you could ever go back to a van without it. It's just makes life so much simpler and easier. And the van tows beautifully as well. it's just like, even here, for example, down on the beach, everybody else has got ramps out and shovels out, digging holes, digging that, and all this, that, and the other. I literally rocked up, we parked, and I just went, oh, that's unlevel. Adjusted the bag, and we were all good to go.
But we're a lot less worried about being on uneven sites with bags, because I mean, before we were like, oh, we can only ramp up this high, but now we're like, oh, well, let's push it. Let's see how far we can go. So
my second thing though would have to be the fact that the van is composite, the thermal properties of it. So it can be 35 to 40 degrees outside and it's still nice and manageable temperature inside. It actually works really, really well for controlling temperatures and cold as well. Like when we first picked the van up down in Victoria with you guys, it was getting down to less than 10 degrees at night, and we still didn't have to have the diesel heater going or anything like that. It regulates temperature really, really well. Yeah. So very, very happy.
My favorite would have to be the dust reduction system.
I was going to ask that because that was one of the questions that really came up.
Saved a little bit of cleaning.
Yeah, definitely a lot less cleaning. It's only just because Alan traipses dirt in now. But
yeah, I'm pulling lots of sand through the van at the moment. But
no, yeah, the dust reduction system, when we remember to turn it on, it works a charm.
Yeah.
Good.
We've had no dramas with that. There's been a couple of times that we've got maybe 100 meters onto a road and gone, oh wait, we've got to turn that on, and there's no dust in the van anyway, so it's fine. But yeah, as soon as you flick it on, it makes a big difference.
It kind of gives you peace of mind as well to know that it works. It definitely works, because there was one time we forgot, and it was a really dusty, powdery road, and there was just dust everywhere. So
it was all bull dust.
So the suppression system, or suppression system works.
ARL dust suppression.
Yeah,
No,
I think we used it when we went to Arnhem Land, and I remember thinking, okay, you hear it works, but when you pull over on the side of the road, you open that door and you think, it's just such a great surprise.
Definitely.
No, it definitely works. Definitely works.
All right, another question. From a customer, what convinced you that traveling around Australia full time was going to be a good idea?
Why not? No, so we've been on the road almost 4 years. We're about 20 days off of being 4 years on the road. Jess's work at the time, she was kind of being forced to take leave without pay and then use her annual leave even though she didn't have to, and all that sort of thing. I'd initially done a trip for about 6 months before we met, and ever since I did that, I thought this is a fantastic lifestyle. I could definitely get used to this. We had a trip lined up with my parents to do 6 weeks from Adelaide to Cape York and back for 6 weeks. And Jess decided on it was going to be a big trip. And January 1st, 2021, Jess just woke up in the morning and said, you know what, let's just do it. Let's just sell everything and get on the road and go. And it was the
best decision yet, I think.
It was 4 months. It was literally 4 months after she said that we were on the road full time.
Wow.
So not a lot of prep was done before we left, but we made it work.
All right, another sort of question. Oh, have you got one? Sorry, Jess.
Well, I was just going to say also another thing is we found we didn't ever go away, ever. When we were working full time, we never went away. And so I think we just never took leave. Unless I was forced to. But we never took leave and went away and enjoyed ourselves. It was always like you go for a weekend, and a weekend's just not enough. Not enough to enjoy yourself. So that was the other reasoning, I think, behind it. So
I see you having a coffee there, Alan.
Yeah, I have to have my morning coffee.
Well, there's actually a question here about what do you do for a coffee on the road? Do you miss a real coffee, or you're happy as a black?
I love my long black coffees. It's what I used to drink before we went away anyway, so I was quite happy to keep drinking long blacks. But we've got the coffee that we use is from a company called Grounded Drops, and they do these little coffee bags. You just pull the top off and stick it on there and filter the water through. But they do coffee beans as well. So we've actually got a little grinder and a coffee pot and stuff. Not a full-on coffee machine, but we've got a way around it to make it work. So I still get decent coffee. None of that instant stuff.
All righty. I believe you're early risers, because here it is. It's like 10 o'clock Melbourne time, so it's fairly early over there, and you've probably been up for a couple of hours already. But is either of you both early risers, or one a night owl?
I'd say we're both early risers
Yeah.
because we do like to get up and watch the sunrise and all that sort of thing. Sit down, have a coffee, watch the sunrise.
Go for a walk.
And you've
Jess
shared
has
some
already-
amazing sunrises.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
we just find it to be a great way to start the day.
Yep.
It's just
So
a
early to
really nice
bed?
way to start the day. Usually, yeah. Jess is
I am.
she's normally in bed by about 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. And I'm usually not too far off behind her, but
Yeah. He doesn't like to make noise because I get grumpy.
Okay. Cooking. Who does it? Who does it well? What's the go-to meal?
And who does the cleaning?
So I cook. I enjoy cooking, but sometimes it just gets a little bit. Yeah, when I'm done with the cooking, Alan does it. But yeah, most of the time, 80% of the time, I'd do it.
I think the other reason for that is I do love cooking. I absolutely love cooking, but
And he is good at it.
Jess finds that I tend to make too many dishes and I take too long.
What's
the
the
reason why
go-to
he's
meal?
good at it.
Go-to meal
Ooh, at the
lately has
moment.
been nachos.
Yeah, as bad as that sounds.
Nachos.
Yes, nachos. So we try to repurpose, not repurpose, repurpose.
Yeah.
So like we'll cook a roast once or twice a week in the Weber because that'll do us for meal that night as well as cold meat for the rest of the week and stuff like that. So we try
Yeah,
to
that's
meal prep that way. But we also find just like cheap beef mince, for example, we'll use that for the nachos. Then another night we'll use it in tacos. Then for
Spag
lunches we'll use it for
burrito bowls.
burrito bowls and stuff like that. So we try to cook something that we can then just keep reusing. But yeah, nachos is quick and simple. Just throw it all together, throw in the Weber, and you're done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You use your camp oven much?
Not as much as I'd like to. Lately, we've been having a lot more fires because we can now up through WA, and we have been cooking on the fire a lot more. But I do want to get the camp oven out more. It's just sitting there ready to go, but I've just got to.
That's when he cooks, and that's when dinner takes like 4 or 5 hours, and then we're eating at 10 o'clock at night, and I'm nodding off.
Yeah. And is that because of your travel schedule? I know personally, sometimes if you're on the move during the day traveling, by the time you set up, you just want a quick, easy meal.
Yeah.
Very much. So if we're going to be somewhere for an extended period of time, then that's when I'll start the fire nice and early and get the camp oven out and that sort of thing. But I do want to use it more. I definitely want to use it more.
So what is it, an Osprey or an Osprey or whatever, and it's literally got like the stand and a what is it, a tray, so you can literally just smoke your meat on it, and it takes 20 minutes. It's quick and it's easy, and you chuck some veggies in the fire and it's done. Like it doesn't take long at all. So that's generally what we do if we're going to cook on the fire.
We might have to see one of those.
Done.
We've done a few lately, and it's just something
we're just
done.
gonna make sure we record them and put them up online. For you. That's easy.
We forget people want to see that.
Yeah. Okay. Another question from a customer. Have you had any scary moments out on the road that felt unsafe where you wanted to pack up and leave?
We had one issue in our first year of travel. This was when we had the camper trailer still though, didn't have the caravan. We did wake up to a couple of people inside the camper trailer with us. Depending on how much of the story you want to go into, I decided it was a good idea when I woke up and realized they were there to then chase them through the caravan park. I don't wear a lot when I'm asleep in bed, so all anybody saw was me chasing after people straight through the caravan park.
So
let's just say we left early the next morning.
And that leads into the next question. What's the funniest part? Jess probably watching Alan chasing a guy across the caravan park.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
One of the ones that we look back on and have a little bit of a laugh to ourselves, we went from, what was that roadhouse?
Musgrave Roadhouse. It's in Queensland, like far north Queensland. And we got to chatting to the guy because we'd heard the road was closed. And the guy working at the roadhouse was like, "Oh, you'll be fine. We sent 24-foot vans through, and we haven't seen them again. So you'll be fine. You're only towing a trailer." So we go across this road, and The reason why it's closed is because it's like a floodway, like a river crossing, and
Big Mitchell River crossing.
it had flooded through just recently, and so it was almost impassable. Well, it had been closed, but they were just about to open it. But we got to the road closed sign and we were like, do we, don't we?
Yeah.
And so we rerouted our Google Maps, and it said it was going to take us another like 150k detour around this river.
Yeah.
Now we didn't have enough fuel to go the detour. So it was either we have to go straight through or straight through. So we went across and it was all good, but
we eventually rocked up to Corumba Point.
Yes, which was
we'd already put the jerry can in. The car was saying we had about 15k worth of range left, so we're really pushing it. And we thought and this was already 8:30 at night.
Yeah.
So it's like we just need to pull up somewhere. There's signs everywhere saying if you pull up inside the town proximity, you're going to get fined, all that sort of thing. So we tried the caravan park, we tried hotels, we tried everything. Everything was closed, everything was shut up shop. We found a 24-hour fuel stop, put in just enough fuel to go back out of town to camp for the night. We didn't want to put the camper trailer out, so we rolled the swag out, got in the swag and started drinking a bottle of $10 red wine and sat there and had Doritos for dinner. And that was it. And we're just like, yeah, that's it. It was just one of those ones where everything just, it
was just what it was.
But we love it. We look back at it now and we absolutely love it.
Yeah.
So
they're always the memorable things, I think. Yeah, the ones you remember the most.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
All right.
You
Moving
might have
on.
some questions for us.
You got any questions for us?
Oh, yep.
We do.
Maybe.
Jess has actually got them here. Go for it.
So what is the rough time for a van build at the moment?
Probably about 6 months turnaround.
Yep. Is that your at the moment, or is that pretty much most of the time you're looking at about 6 months?
It can vary throughout the year depending on, if there's a lot of shows early in the year, blowouts can sort of blow out to, 6 to 8 months, but generally middle of the year when things catch up, it's always around that sort of 4, 5, 6 months sort of turnaround time.
That's not bad at all, really. That's not bad at all.
Yeah, it's better than the COVID days when it all of a sudden it blew out, over 12 months sort of thing. That's all come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
No, that's good. Follow on to that. How much customizing are you guys as Goldstream willing to do with vans and stuff like that? Or is it more a case of somebody comes and buys the van that you've got there? Like, can people move things around, change things, redesign things?
Yeah, look, we've got a layout to suit most people. And if there's small, minor alterations, certainly look at it. For someone to come in and say, give us a bit of paper and say, build that, can be a little bit tricky because, it's just, you're starting from scratch. So, we'll certainly custom build to an extent, but one-offs, try not to sort of go down that path at all.
But nearly every Goldstream van is unique to each customer.
Yeah, there's not one the same.
Yeah. There's always certain things that, it's the sort of van that, it's not just off, you certainly can buy one off production, but they will always have those little options that people want.
Like your van, there's nearly every conceivable option on it. And people certainly can play with that options list to get it to the way they want it.
Yeah.
Nice.
To suit their sort of lifestyle and what they want to do.
Yep.
That's good.
I think that sort of flows into the next question, which kind of got us thinking as well. But we had somebody message through and say, would Goldstream ever build a gasless, fully electric van? Whether that be a 24 volt or 48 volt or anything like that, would they ever consider it?
Yeah, look, it's been talked about. It's been thrown around the table quite a few times over the last sort of 12 months. It's an expensive way to go. And whether, like, we've certainly been doing a couple of sort of hybrid-y type with induction cooktops, but still, staying with a gas hot water service and things like that. It's certainly been thrown around and on the table for consideration. But as a full hybrid, gasless van, No, not at this stage. We haven't done
No,
one.
fair enough. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. No, it'd be interesting to see where the market does go with all that sort of thing as well.
It's always evolving.
It is,
Yeah.
it is, and technology is always changing, and yeah, trying to keep up with that, and then
Yeah.
yeah. Yes,
Do you think you would go full electric?
I think it would be interesting. It's like you were saying, though, there's pros and cons for everything, and there's compromises across the board as well. Like before we got this van, we never had enough battery or anything like that to use induction cooking, and Jess was always didn't like household induction, whereas now everything she cooks is just induction. We just get the cooker out, we throw it on the picnic table there, and we just cook outside from the induction.
Yeah.
Because we can.
Yeah, the gas stove inside, I think we've used maybe twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is interesting how once a new bit of technology is available and you do avoid it for a while, but then once you jump on board, why didn't I do this earlier?
Exactly
so we're
right.
always open to change.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah,
I think
And then
one thing
customers are really aware of that now.
yeah.
I suppose one thing we've really thought about is because we've only cooked inside a few times and we've got the induction, why do we then need the gas inside? That's probably what
Yeah.
we've thought about.
Yeah.
Especially with that question that come through. We were like,
It made us think, because if we could, like, just as an example, we've got the 4-burner gas stove in there, which is absolutely fantastic, but we'd almost be tempted to remove that and just have a portable induction cooker that we could put up onto the top of it there. But then you've got things like the instant hot water system, which is obviously gas, and I absolutely love having that.
yeah.
So, pros and cons.
And you're in sunny
Although
WA. Can I
Yeah.
just remind you, we are based in Victoria. It has been
Yes.
unusually sunny and warm, but when you're camping and it's raining and it's dull and the solar is not recharging,
Yeah.
the gas
In
stove can be a
saying that,
godsend. Yeah.
the last 3 days have been very overcast. So our power has dropped quite dramatically very quickly. So
But the sun's starting to come out now, so we'll top up nice and quick. But I mean, for a full-time traveler, I think gasless could be doable. But for somebody that's only able to go away for weekends or short periods or stuff like that, I don't think gasless would be a viable thing, just because, like you said,
You're
if
not
you do
getting the
go
full
away,
use out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you go, well, if you're only going away for a short period, you're staying at a caravan park, then
you'd
you
be
probably
fine.
you'd be okay, I'd say.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all pros and cons.
Have you got the portable panel out today, plugged in?
Yeah, that's out over there. But realistically, we've had no troubles. No troubles at all with the system topping up and staying.
And
nice
you're running a
cool and all
fairly
that
big
sort of thing.
compressor fridge in that van, so that's chewing power all the time.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
We do when we go to bed at night, we do flick the fridge onto night mode, which just reduces its power usage and makes it a little bit quieter. But realistically, you can't hear it anyway. It's fine.
Good to hear.
Yeah.
Didn't know there was a night mode. I've just learned something.
Well, at least we think it's night mode.
It is. I
quieter.
had to do some reading into it, but yeah, it just cuts the power draw a little bit during the night so that it's
that's a good
less hungry
idea.
overnight. Yeah.
How are you going
And
for
everything
water?
still stays frozen.
How are you going for water? Because one of the questions that a customer has asked is about, do you use a water filter when you're filling your water tanks?
We never have.
Yeah.
So yeah, we just don't. We have talked about it and we have gone, oh yeah, we'll get one, and then totally forgotten when we've got into civilization.
We're not pedantic about how our water tastes or anything like that. We grew up drinking water out of a hose from a rainwater tank. So to us, we're not,
Yeah. Have
Well,
Jess and Allan got the filter on the tap?
the Panther has got the filtered tap.
Yes, so we've still got the filter tap, and we do use that for when we're filling our water bottles and just drinking water in general and that sort of thing. But when we fill up the van, we're pretty cruisy about it.
Yeah.
That said, if we did have an inline filter, we would use it.
Yeah, I think the filter tap is amazing. Like I've noticed a big difference between just even making a cup of tea with different waters. I can taste the difference, but with the filter,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, in saying that, yes, there's been a few times where So with the hot water system, to get hot water, it just takes a little bit for it to heat up. So I fill up our water bottles with the water that's cold. And you can notice a difference just marginally.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
well,
Anyway,
you
tip
notice
it
a
in,
difference
tip
more
it
than I
into
do.
a bucket and use that as the dishwashing water.
Yeah.
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 And you got that 15 seconds of cold water until it sort of gets through the pipes.
Yeah.
And
I often fill the kettle with it or something like that. So
Yeah.
it's minimal.
none of the
anyway.
water goes to waste.
No.
We do utilize it as best as we can. So.
Yeah.
We can definitely see the sun's coming up in the
It's
sky.
just started to.
It's
It's just peeking through there. I'm trying to. There we go. I'll just stick my hand here and we'll block that off a little bit.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
We might have to just
No,
Turn it that way.
no,
that
that's
way?
all
There we
good.
go.
Is that all right?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Another quick question, which might not be a quick question, depending on. And I know you've done a couple of previous videos on it as well, but got a customer asking while you're on the road, how do you budget for fuel, food, accommodation, sightseeing, all that sort of stuff? You know, stop and do a bit of work.
Yeah. So we used to budget, but we found that we were actually limiting ourselves on what we wanted to do and where we wanted to go because of it. Because we'd look at something and go, "Oh no, we can't afford to do that," and then we'd just forego doing that particular experience, which we didn't enjoy.
Yeah.
We haven't done the math since we've had this van, but in the previous van and the camper trailer, we would average about $1,000 a week expenditure.
I know for a fact we're actually averaging a lot less.
We are definitely less now.
It's more like $700
at the top end.
Yeah. So a lot of it was because we were paying for accommodation, or we would stay closer to a town, so we'd spend more money in the town and things like that. We've definitely been a lot more remote and outback with this van.
Yep.
And stayed off grid a lot more. So that's dropped.
Biggest thing that's changed there is previous times we would come up to a town, wherever it be, whether it was, highly populated or not, and we would most likely stay in the town because we need to top up power, we need to top this and top that and all that sort of thing. Whereas now we've got the ability to go into the town, top up our water, top up our groceries, and then get going again and stay out of town. So we've got a big reduced cost in regards to travel and accommodation.
And how busy is it out there? Is there a lot of travel?
Yeah. In the 4 years we've been on the road, we've noticed a huge increase in the amount of people that are on the road. Biggest thing for WA is everybody is still hugging the coast because the coast is beautiful, but we've enjoyed the serenity of the outback this time.
So we found that outback has been very quiet.
Yeah.
I think because we've just been just before the season. So the season's caught up to us now. We're here at South Lefroy, but we're a lot before the season. We found we've been the ones paving the roads. Like we've just been to Carrawine Gorge and the road was like really quiet. There was no corrugations. It was beautiful and peaceful, but we were definitely paving the road for everyone.
Yeah. I suppose the silly season's about to hit down on the west coast with all the tourists and school holidays and yes, we found that last year.
That's where we try to disappear away into the quieter areas to get away from the chaos and all that. We don't dislike people, but we just like peace and quiet.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right, I've sort of run through most of the questions that I've had. You got any more from any customers that might want to?
Yeah. So we've had a couple of the other ones that we've had people ask us is about the toilet.
Yep.
How
you
so
going?
We've got the Ogo compost toilet, and I don't think we will ever go back to a cassette toilet.
I said the same.
Yeah. So we're still tweaking it a little bit in regards to the mixture and stuff and getting that 100% right. But even just down here on South Lefroy, people are doing the daily run. They're pulling their cassette out and they're driving X amount of kilometers away to try and go to the dump point and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Last time we emptied our number 2's composting section, we'd had it going for over 3 weeks. And it just makes life so much simpler, so much easier.
I think we'd love to see. I know it's a subject everyone wonders about. No one wants to ask, but that is one of the issues with camping is,
Yeah.
you know, and no one likes to do that walk of shame or drive where you are. But
Yeah.
we'd love to, maybe if you did do on your videos one time,
Yeah,
something about the
for sure.
toilet. Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely. We've
Yeah.
we've got an idea of doing well, basically a full length episode answering everybody's questions and that sort of thing in regards to how it works and what we've found is good for it and not good for it and that sort of thing. So definitely something we're interested in doing, but we're loving the composting toilet over a cassette for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
how's the washing machine going?
That's another thing.
We
We love it.
yeah.
It's a lot of hesitation there.
So it's hard because being off grid, you want to conserve your water.
Absolutely.
So we don't always use it when we're off grid or
No,
but when we are like, say the day before we're going to leave and we've got spare water, we're like, why not? We don't want to drive with a full tank. And if we're going to fill up anyway, then let's just use it. So we often do like a load of washing or two loads of washing the day before we're going to leave somewhere. Or if we know we're going to top up water, then we generally do a load then. So
we haven't paid for washing since we got this van. We haven't
That's a
gone to the
plus.
laundromat. We haven't stayed in a caravan park and used the laundry or anything like that. We've only ever used the washing machine in the van, and that again is another massive way that we've saved money.
Because
Yes,
laundromats
it's extra work
and
to have it.
and even in the caravan parks, they're getting very expensive these days.
The most we've seen is $8 per load in a caravan park.
I'm trying to remember
That's up.
Cuba Petey. It was pretty expensive there, but water was, a premium there as well.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. You know, we wouldn't. It's another thing that it's a luxury that we thought we didn't need, but now that we've got it, we can see why people want them. And we would say yes, if you can afford the weight of the washing machine, get one.
definitely.
Definitely.
Mm.
All right, what's
Jess
next?
loves is her ensuite.
Oh yeah, the ensuite. So, because in the old van we didn't have one. The ensuite, I just like to have it if it's not for the fact that you can have a shower and go to the toilet, and it's just an area where we can put stuff as well. So like all of our toiletries and stuff in the old van, we just have to put it anywhere. Like we didn't have a spot for our toiletries, so at least we can put it in the ensuite and it's gone. It's out of sight, out of mind kind of thing. So,
and having that vanity that you guys have got in there as well, so you can open up the mirrors and store everything back behind the mirrors there makes a big difference as well. Just extra little bit of storage that's there.
I think there's a lot of storage in there.
Yeah, definitely. And the outside shower. So being here at South Lefroy, the outside shower that you guys have got with the swivel adjustment, temperature and all that sort of thing works really, really well here. So we've just got a little mat on the ground on the other side of the van there where that shower is, and when we have a swim or something like that, we come back, we have a quick hose off with that, and good to go.
Shower for the day.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right, so where to next for you guys?
So we're here on South Lefroy for another 5 nights. Then we've got 4 nights at Osprey Bay, and then we're just going to keep heading north after that. We don't know 100% on the dates, but we are looking to go across the Gib. We're looking to get the Gib done, which will be exciting. Very, very, very excited for that.
They're still opening it up, so we're hoping it'll still be kind of quiet and the roads will be okay by the time they've just opened it. So
we want to try and get it done pretty early in the season.
All right.
Sounds great.
Sounds great. Well, I'll let you enjoy the rest of your day, and thanks for jumping on board and having a chat.
Happy to, more than happy to. I think we need to do it more often.
Definitely. Keep enjoying, keep exploring, and speak to you soon.
See you guys.
Sounds good to us.
See ya.
Bye, guys.
See ya. Bye.